Loyalty feels permanent until power changes hands. At first, people stand close. They defend you. They speak with certainty, as if alignment were character. Then something shifts, not slowly, not emotionally. Power moves, and when it does, voices soften. Support becomes conditional. Distance appears where confidence once lived. Most people experience this and call it betrayal. But this pattern was described more than 500 years ago by Niccolo Machiavelli. His work wasn't about morality. It was about behavior. And his conclusion was simple. Loyalty does not survive power shifts, because loyalty was never independent of power to begin with. Loyalty is often treated as a moral trait, something people either possess or lack. In reality, loyalty is conditional. When power is stable, loyalty appears strong. People remain close because proximity is rewarded, because access is preserved, because safety is guaranteed. In those moments, loyalty feels personal, even sincere. But what's really happening is alignment. People align with whoever controls outcomes, resources, decisions. As long as power stays where it is, that alignment feels emotional. It feels principled. But loyalty is never tested when power is secure. It is tested only at one moment. The moment power begins to move. And that moment reveals what loyalty was actually attached to all along. Loyalty exists because it benefits people, not because they are dishonest, but because they are human. When power is rising, loyalty offers opportunity. It brings security, status, a sense of belonging to something successful. People attach themselves to that success. They invest emotionally because the return feels safe. This is why loyalty is loud during good times. Praise is easy when there is no risk. Support is visible when outcomes are predictable. But this kind of loyalty depends on continuity. It requires confidence that tomorrow will look like today. The moment uncertainty appears, the calculation changes. People don't ask, "Who do I believe in?" They ask, "Where am I safest if things go wrong?" And that question is what prepares loyalty to disappear. Think about a time when someone lost influence in your life. A boss who was about to be replaced. A leader whose decisions stopped carrying weight. A person everyone once listened to, and then quietly stopped. Notice what happened next. People didn't turn against them openly. They didn't announce a change of loyalty. They just became less available. Messages took longer to answer. Support became cautious. Conversations changed tone. And maybe, if you're honest, you adjusted too. You spoke a little less freely. You shared fewer opinions. You started watching where things were going. Not because you were cruel, but because you were paying attention. When power begins to shift, everyone feels it. And when you feel it, you start protecting your position. You think about consequences, about association, about being on the wrong side when things settle. This is how loyalty fades in real life. Not with confrontation, not with drama, but with small, quiet decisions made in the name of safety. Betrayal rarely feels like betrayal to the person doing it. From the inside, it feels like adjustment, a shift in behavior, a pause, a decision to stay quiet instead of speaking up. Most people don't wake up planning to abandon anyone. They simply notice that the situation has changed. What was once safe now feels uncertain. What once felt aligned now feels risky. And when that happens, the mind does what it is designed to do. It looks for stability. You start thinking about consequences, about how your actions might be interpreted, about where things are heading. So you distance yourself. You reduce visibility. You stop taking sides, not because you want to hurt anyone, but because you don't want to be exposed when things fall apart. This is why betrayal often feels shocking to the person on the receiving end. They experience loss, but the other person experiences self-protection, and both walk away believing their reaction made sense. The lesson is not that loyalty is useless. It's that loyalty is fragile when it depends on circumstances. If loyalty only exists while things are going well, then it isn't a foundation, it's a condition. This is why relying on loyalty alone often leads to disappointment. People respond to environments more than promises. They stay where they feel secure. They move when that security fades. Understanding this changes how you interpret behavior. You stop personalizing withdrawal. You stop being shocked by silence. And instead of asking, why did they leave? You start asking, what changed around us? Because when power shifts, behavior follows. Not out of cruelty, not out of weakness, but because stability is something everyone is constantly trying to protect. At some point in your life, you've probably lost someone's loyalty. And at another point, you may have quietly pulled yours away, not because you wanted to hurt anyone, but because something changed. Power shifted. Stability faded. The future felt uncertain. Seeing this clearly doesn't make you cynical. It makes you aware. You stop mistaking alignment for devotion. You stop taking distance as a personal attack. And you begin to understand loyalty not as a promise, but as a response to the world as it is.